Patrique Zaman opowie o wsparciu technologii dronowych w pracy służb, między innymi strażaków w Europie. No i teraz do tej prelekcji przejdziemy. Patrique Zaman, founder of AV Drones for Good, developing drone networks for first responders in the European Union. Okay, Patrick, you can start now, please.
Okay, I will start my presentation then. There we go. So I hope you can see this. The interesting thing is that fire is maybe mankind's biggest invention, but it's also mankind's biggest fear. And there's a quite interesting thing happening with fire, because the very force of fire by itself can be very damaging. It can take your home, it can take your belongings, it can take nature, and it can even take lives. So for me personally, it's very important that we support very required firefighters on this planet. We have firefighters that are at least able to control a fire and minimize damage. And anything we can do to support them is something that is, I think, good. So my name is Patrique. I'm the founder of AV, and we are a drone for good company. So we have the single mission to make drones, and not the normal type of drones, but I'll show you that in a little bit. But wing drones, that are drones with wings, that are specially designed to support emergency services like the firefighters. Because with fire, every second counts. Imagine that you wake up in the middle of the night and you know that there's a fire in your house. Maybe you are in time to run out, but maybe others are not. Then you find out how important it is that the quicker the firefighters arrive, the better. And it's not just the case there, but it's the case also when there's forest fires. There have never been that many fires measured ever as there were this year. And the main reason being is climate change or droughts because of that. The extreme conditions that we currently have on the world make the forest dry out, and therefore a fire can be induced way, way quicker. And the situation is currently that all the research shows that this number will only rise and more fires will start. Huge amount of nature is going to be destroyed, and we have to do something about it. In the Netherlands, the country where I am from, I live here in Amsterdam, last year about 700 hectares of forest was destroyed. But in Poland, I understood, it was even way more. And around 6,000 hectares of forest were destroyed by the largest fire they had in the national park. How can we make sure that we decrease and reduce and minimize the damage of such a fire? The answer lies in data. If we have better data, and that means we have a better situational awareness, then we can minimize these risks, and we can also make sure that the safety is improved of the people on scene, like the firefighters. So how do we get a proper data? Well, the answer might lie in drones, but not necessarily. Research of the skybound rescue services in the United Kingdom last year showed that indeed, if you use drones, situational awareness can be improved. There's a lot of drone teams currently in Western Europe and in Eastern Europe that are that come with the fire truck, and when they're on scene, they launch a drone. And when they're up in the air, they gain quick situational awareness. But this research showed that there's one major problem. It takes too much time. Because when you need to get a drone up in the air, you first need to be on the site already where the fire is. Then you need time to set up the drone, you need to fly there, and it takes too much time. And that's why we thought maybe we can make and come up with a better solution for that. Because we do believe that situational awareness, having an eye in the sky, can actually benefit and help out. We came up with the AV Era, and the AV Era is not the regular type of drone that you might know. Where most drones have 4, 6, or sometimes even 8 propellers and can take off vertically, they also fly like a drone, and that means that they hover. And hovering has quite a lot of downsides. First of all, it takes a lot of energy. So that's why most first responders, like fire brigades that use drones, can only use the drone for 10, 20, maybe 25 minutes max. That's usually not long enough. It's not long enough to stay on the scene, because you at least research showed that you need to stay at the scene 35 to 40 minutes, but you also have to get to the scene. So how are we going to make that happen? We thought if we add wings onto the drone, we can make use of lift. And we came up with the aircraft, and the original name for this type of aircraft is a vertical takeoff and landing and fixed wing aircraft combination. So you could see it as a combination of a drone and an airplane in one. This way it can take off and land vertically, but fly horizontally. And when you fly horizontally on your wings, you're about 10 times as efficient. You can fly 10 times as far, and you can fly 10 times as long. And then suddenly a whole new world opens up, because that means that when a fire truck is being called and needs to go to a location, they don't have to take the drone anymore with them, but they can make sure that the drone is already on the spot. So the AV Era that you see here is a drone that's being built to fly fully autonomous. It means that whenever there's a call from an incident, the aircraft can already take off and fly in front of the fire brigade that's going to a scene. So even before the fire brigade arrives, the firemen in the fire truck or any other first responders already have situational awareness, because the images from the drone, whether it's a normal camera, thermal camera, whatsoever, all the information will be automatically streamed to the tablets of the first responders, so they can already make a plan. The information they can get comes from various sorts of sensors. A regular camera really helps well to get a good awareness of what the actual situation is about. Is it about a forest? Is it about an industry terrain? Is it maybe a house or a company on fire or any other thing? The thermal camera which is the heat camera, helps to find out where the hot zones are. It can help to know if there's any people still at the place. And it can also help to predict how the fire is moving and going. And this is very important. So if you have a proper mapping of where these incidents are actually happening, including geotags, so that means that you have the GPS information of what's happening, it's way easier to make a good plan to combat and control the fire. So we built the AV Era in such a way that it can have different sensors on board. It has the camera sensors, but we're also working on implementing different sensors that can even smell gases. So it's a sniffer sensor that's able to smell toxic gases or even explosive gases. So again, firemen can make a better plan. Also, we can use the aircraft to transport medical cargo. So for example, an AED defibrillator to start the heart again, or medicine or extra blood. You can use the same aircraft to get to an incident location. To make sure that the aircraft is at the fire incident earlier than any first responders, we needed to really focus on autonomy. And that means that we cannot have people anymore that control the aircraft manually. We cannot have people anymore that are plugging in new batteries or have to put the aircraft outside, because it takes too much time. So that's why we decided to make a drone station. You see it here on the middle. The aircraft is in the middle of the drone station, and whenever there's an incident, the drone station automatically opens up. The drone comes out and flies against the wind to the situation. And this is all being controlled remotely by a drone traffic controller in the centralized command center. Here you see a picture where we are doing a project with the Dutch Fire Brigade to test these applications. And this is at the drone station where it can take off. But I'd love to show you, and I hope that works over internet, a video of how that looks like. So this way, with the drone station and autonomous controls, we are able to reduce the time to get into an operation in less than a minute. And as the aircraft flies up to 100 kilometers an hour, we can get to a situation really fast. This is not a regular drone, and that means that we have to be able to fly in European airspace. To be able to do that, we need to come up with a lot of technical technical fixes to be able to comply with European airspace regulations. And that means that we carry transponders on board, that we have automated unmanned traffic management system integrated in the aircraft as well. So we can see other aircraft flying there and communicate with them at the same time. And this all happens automatically. So a little bit about us. We're located here in Amsterdam. We work in various European countries, and we're really focusing on the first response missions as well as on medical logistics. We're a Drone for Good company. That means that we don't work together with military organizations, and we really focus on saving lives. We've been awarded the best mobility innovation of this year, something that we're of course super proud of. And with a team of 40 people, we're working day and night to make sure that we can make impact. So last year, research showed that indeed a better aerial situational awareness can help firefighters to improve their operations, to enhance incident management, but most important, to reduce and minimize potential damage. But regular drones cannot do the job because you need a drone that's there earlier on the spot and on the stage. That's why we came up with the AV era. Currently, we are looking for partners that want to help out to test for different use cases in first response. So this is an open call and invitation. If you're listening to this, you are maybe working in the field of first response, whether it's firefighting, whether it's rescue or any other thing, please let us know, get in touch, and we're very happy to see how we can partner up and experiment. Thanks a lot, and let's save lives together.
Patrique Zaman, founder of AV Drones for Good. Thank you very much, Patrick, and hope to see you next year on DroneTech 21.